AM 1220 KHTS, your hometown station. This is the Home 411 show. Randal Winter Construction heading us up here, answering the questions that I have about home additions and any type of upgrades that you're looking for in your home. And
or office.
Yeah, I'm sorry?
Or office.
Or office, or any type
Commercial
of
buildings,
thing
yeah.
you are in. So, but you wanted to mention something.
Well, I wanted to mention that Pacific Sales is our title sponsor. It's where you can get all your plumbing fixtures and your appliances if you plan to do any kitchen or bathroom models. But they'll be on here too with us.
Okay, yeah, and they'll be on here frequently, I'm sure. Yeah. So you are looking for more people though to be on the show, right? This takes care of a couple weeks.
Yeah, we got enough for a couple weeks, but I'm looking for a good plumber out there and a good painter. So if you know of anybody, please have them give me a call at my office.
What's your office number?
It's area code 661-799-8089.
8089. Okay, 799-8089. Okay. All right. So I want to get into this. Okay, you're an expert on this. You're about to release a book about this, right? About finding the right...
How to select a contractor.
How to select a contractor.
Get it done right, on time and on budget.
And these are the type of things that you don't really think about until you're like, oh man, I need a contractor. And then my guess is you're horribly overwhelmed when it comes to that time. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a process for sure. You need to take your time and plan it out.
And so you have this checklist on your website, constructionsantaclarita.com, and there's a homeowner's checklist on the residential tab on there on your website. And the first little bullet point here is check out your contractors. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, that applies to a lot of different areas, but for the first part, you want to make sure that they're licensed. Anybody that's doing work on your home, in excess of $500 labor and material needs to have a contractor's license in the state of California, and they're bonded to have that license, and there are certain requirements that they have to meet in order to get the license.
Do people run into issues with contractors not being legitimate, or how does that work?
Well, if they're not licensed, for one, you have no recourse.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, if I don't do a good job, I can get a ding on my license. Or
okay.
I can lose my license.
I see. Okay.
So, I mean, most people are smart enough to know to check to make sure someone's licensed. It's really easy. Just go to the Contractor State License Board, stateofcalifornia.gov, Contractor State License Board, and you can put in the name or their license number. And that will show you, number one, if they have a license, number two, who's listed on the license, and number three, whether or not they have workers' compensation or not.
Oh, that's a big thing.
Workers' compensation is an insurance that covers you as a homeowner if there are any accidents happen on the job. They also cover me as a contractor. If I have one of my employees gets hurt, they get medical benefits for their injury.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I have to pay. I'm already paying for the insurance, but the insurance will pay for them. If you hire someone that doesn't have that and they have an accident, then your insurance or you will be paying. Not a very good thing.
Gotcha. Okay, and then so the next step here is once you have selected I guess a group of contractors that you're considering, it says, did you get at least 3 local references, and did you call them?
Call them. I would encourage you to try and see at least one.
Okay.
Make sure it meets the quality standards that you're looking for. You can usually tell by looking if they have a website,
type of work that they have.
Type of work that they're doing, if it's consistent with what you want. And I say that because there's varying degrees of quality, so different people have different expectations. But for sure, definitely contact recent clients that your prospective contractor has worked on. And the reason I say recent is because of the economy, a lot of guys are right at the edge. Their bank accounts are tapped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so they could be going bankrupt right in the middle of your job.
Oh.
So make sure that you want to make sure they are somewhat substantial so they can get through your job. One of the things I like to say to someone is, I've been around long enough and I'll be here when you need me later just in case something goes wrong. And, things do happen. We've gone back and taken care of things that just wear and tear, If it's within the warranty period, we take care of it.
Nice.
But yeah, definitely check out the contractor. Call up his previous clients. Ask them. Get them on the phone. If you can, go see one of them. Take a look at the job. They'll be more than happy to offer if whether they're happy or not happy. If they're reticent about giving you a referral of who they work for and the phone number, I'd be reticent about hiring them.
Yeah, it's just like anything. If you're going to hire an employee, you get bad references. You're not gonna go for it.
So yeah, you want to. If you ask them, if you may not go do it, but you might say, hey, do you mind if I come and look at the work that they've done? If they say yes, then you know it's okay. If they say no, then there's a problem.
No. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this next here is check out the contract. What goes into checking out a contract?
Well, there's a lot that the state mandates that has to be on the contract for home improvement. Now, this does not apply to commercial, so all you commercial building owners out there, this does not apply to you. Your handshake is still good. Not advisable, but still good. I've worked for a lot of people, repeat business, from Curtis Wright, RH. These people have called me. I've done work for them. It's just a handshake.
Well, that's a little bit different than somebody, your first job ever.
It could be a $100,000 job, and it's a handshake. But you go in to do a bathroom for $10,000, and you need it in writing. If not, you subject yourself to disciplinary action by the contractor state license board.
Gotcha.
But in the contract, there's certain things, and one of the main things that you should look for is that the deposit and how you pay the contractor. You're only allowed to collect $1,000 as a contractor, or 10%, whichever's less. So if you have a $10,000 contract, you can collect $1,000 deposit. If you have $11,000 contract, you can still only collect $1,000.
Oh.
If you have a $9,000, you can only collect $900. So
really.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A $20,000 contract?
Whatever's less.
$1,000.
$1,000 or 10%, whatever's less.
Whichever's less, correct.
Wow.
So that's the way it goes. And then you're only, as a contractor, you only are allowed to collect or bill according to the amount of work that you've completed. It can include your profit and overhead, but you're allowed to collect 100% of the work you've done. And it's very clear.
Fantastic.
So I like to only collect what I've done because that gives me incentive to get through the job.
To get it done, yeah. All right,
and
so
it makes a customer feel better.
Oh, absolutely.
You just bill for what you do.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go, we're talking with, this is a Home 411 show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, talking with Randal Winter of easy for me to say, Randal Winter Construction. Easily, good thing I don't talk for a living. Yeah. And we're going to talk more with him about the home checklist. What you need to do before you start building out on your home or office right here. Coming up, and that's more coming up next on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.